bad that you bring a goalkeeper out of retirement to take your spot.
And it just so happens that he's like the fittest he's ever felt, supposedly. Or at least better.
Is that them just making up a story, or is that like?
Well, this is like Mark Schwarzer.
No, dude, that
this is Mark
helmet
Schwarzer
fits like it used to. He's about to get back out. fits just like a glove, dude. He's about to get back out and fuck it up.
Oh my god, dude! Reading all of that just like brought like butterflies, like in a good way, like just.
Juan, put that away.
It's like reading an article that Ronaldo returns to Man U, and you're just
dude, I would literally cry. Yeah, I would actually cry. Imagine he came back next year.
Where would he start though? With
right
Luke Shaw or right mid?
Dude,
there's not even a spot for him. Dude, where does he even walk into this team?
Imagine Ronaldo teaching Dan James a step over. God, and then he do what he does with Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. And if he'll be like, we'll play 1-on-1, and if you win, then I'll do push-ups, and if I win, you do push-ups, and he'll let Dan James get 3 goals up, and then he'll come back and just beat him 5-3 and be like, your turn to do push-ups. So that would be amazing. But
dude, Luke Shaw and Ronaldo on the left. That would be insane.
The Kepa situation with you guys, he's not your starter anymore.
No, of course not.
I think that's going to...
Since Mendy's come in.
If he ever plays again.
I think that's the first player that Chelsea have bought in a long time that they will not get, their return on. Like, Morata, for some reason.
We got the return on that somehow.
Yeah. I saw this thing. Someone tweeted this a while ago, and it's like, I am 100% convinced that all these teams that are buying Morata for around that, it's because of money laundering. Like, there's no way they actually...
Yeah, because he still keep getting sold to teams. Yeah. He's on loan at Juventus now again.
No, he's at... he is on loan at Juventus, isn't he?
From Atletico.
He's back there again.
Yeah.
What? He's been to... So he started at Real, I'm pretty sure, and then he went to...
Atletico, I think.
No, he went to... I think Juventus. He went to Juventus, yeah. Then he went to Atletico. Then he went
back
Chelsea.
to Madrid.
No. He was only he went back. He went from Madrid to Juventus to Atletico to Chelsea to Atletico and then back to Juventus.
It's insane. It's literally the same 3 or 4 clubs. Madrid, then Juventus, then back to Madrid.
Okay.
Then to Chelsea.
Yeah, that's what this is.
And then he was on loan at Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they technically bought him, but then loaned him out, which doesn't make sense. Because if you're going to have him on loan from Chelsea, this was last season actually, and then buy him, then not start him.
He had 18 goals in 49 appearances, so I guess that's not terrible. And I guess if you're...
Yeah, and he technically wasn't terrible for Chelsea, at least in his first season. It was sort of the same numbers. It was 14 or... It was in the teens goals in his first season with Chelsea, but...
I didn't know he was there for technically 3 years. But
so is that 3 times he's been bought and then loaned back to the club he was just bought from?
Twice. No. So
this is the second time.
So that's definitely money laundering.
He's at Real, and then he went to Juventus, and then he went back to Real, and then he went to Chelsea, and then he was loaned to Atletico. Then he was bought by Atletico, and now he's on loan at Juventus.
Bro, just go to Milan and call it a day.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Why are you moving everywhere, man?
Yeah. No, but if Czech somehow makes an appearance, I'm gonna cry, dude. As long as he doesn't break his fucking leg or anything like that.
Yeah. It means nobody's scoring anymore against Chelsea.
Dude, and Caballero and Czech are pretty much the same age. Caballero is a year older actually, and Kepa's gonna go somewhere probably after this season.
The one thing I give Chelsea is that they're the most efficiently run club in English football.
Oh yeah.
They always get the return on any player that they get, and if a player doesn't work, then they are able to get them out immediately. Whereas, United, we've had Phil Jones.
No, and there's still players at the club that they need to pretty much get rid of. Bakayoko's on loan at Napoli.
Oh yeah. Well,
Drinkwater never got a loan, so he's just sitting his ass at the club training, earning 100-something K a week.
Well, I could have told you Drinkwater was going to be a bad sign.
Oh yeah, that was the only that was probably one of the worst windows. Is when they bought Bakayoko, Drinkwater,
the thing
Zappacosta.
Is when they bought Zappacosta was a questionable one. He was
Emerson
there twice,
was
right?
In that window. Who?
Zappacosta was at Chelsea, left, and then came back. Right?
No, he played 2 seasons. He Like he played under Sarri. That was his like last where he made somewhat regular appearances.
But Bakayoko, I thought was a great signing for you guys. I don't know why he never worked out.
He just flopped. I don't know how.
Half of that Monaco team did. Lamar flopped at Atletico Madrid too as well.
Yeah, I mean he's still in the squad there.
Yeah. But I mean, the hype around him leaving Monaco is dissipated.
I'm worried that'll happen to Party at Arsenal. Like, not that he's not a bad player at all.
He was just a different player in Spain.
Yeah.
And it's a different, it's a different league. But Rodri kind of did well at City last year.
Yeah, pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
Because after he got in, he didn't really come out.
But I mean, when your team.
He took charge. If you watch Rodri play, like he'll boss people around back there. He has no problem being new and in charge.
When your whole team, like, you're never defending. Like Arsenal are going to defend. They're going to play that, like against the big teams. They're going to play that 5-man back, and he's going to be the midfielder. Whereas Rodri never had that issue. His team had the ball the entire time, and he only had to cover actually had to cover once or twice.
Did Rodri and Party they played pivot together, right? Or was one higher than the other?
I think Party was.
I think Party was higher than Rodri was.
So Party's more of a B2B.
But I honestly never remember seeing Rodri play at Atletico. I only remember seeing Koke, Saul, and Party play together. I never remember Rodri playing.
Saul Saul was moved into an advanced position, and Koke was moved out wide pretty much permanently. So I think that's where they fit Rodri in.
I think Saul Niguez, whoever gets him, they are so lucky.
I don't know that he leaves.
He's on a 7-year contract. Well, now it's 6, but yeah, so he's there.
He's their best midfielder, arguably.
But I think he has a release clause within the next 1 or 2 years for, I think it's like 70 mil, which is a bargain.
He came through the system at Atletico, didn't he?
I believe so, yes.
I think that's expensive, but I think it'd still be worth it if someone were to trigger that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Party, what was he? 45 million?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Arsenal took a damn long time to trigger that.
Yeah.
That's half of Sol's.
Like 2 hours before deadline day is when they did that.
It's an appropriate release clause, 45 for Party.
I think that's fairly even. Mm-hmm. Although did you see the release clause that everyone's talking about for this next summer coming up?
Oh yeah,
Holland. Yeah.
No. Holland is in 2 years.
A year and a half.
Oh wait.
Holland's a year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half.
Because he was bought in January, and then but no, about Upamecano.
Yeah, dude, 38 million release clause.
It's a decent buy.
The only problem is teams are going to buy him.
Well,
or put in
everyone's going to go in for him.
Yeah,
I think everyone's sort of chatting about him too.
It's literally completely up to him. He might be one of the most highest in demand center backs in the world right now. So if in most clubs, I mean, fucking Brighton could trigger that clause. So any club that wants to trigger that could trigger it.
You know who actually could in England? Is Aston Villa. Yeah. They're the second richest club in England now. You know that? Yeah.
Mings and Upamecano.
Well, they didn't reflect it in this past window because they didn't reinforce it. I mean, they brought in Ollie, which is that's good scouting. But I mean,
but the thing is,
if you've got money, spend it.
You can, but they're not going to get top players. Like they're going to have to work their way up to get they're going to have to be not relegation battle team. Get to
how Leicester was for a few years.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that before
Leicester
they get a big.
Now.
Yeah. Okay. But regardless of
Wolves have pool now.
Well, if you're Portuguese, but that's it.
Yeah.
A lot of
but you see what I'm saying? There's no way Villa could have gotten if Villa didn't have Jack Grealish, there's no way they're signing him.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like you were saying, they have to build their way up in order to do that. But Villa actually, if they wanted to, could actually trigger Upamecano's release clause.
Oh, I bet Grealish got a fat check to stay on.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, they're paying him so much to stay.
Oh yeah, he did. And then I'm pretty sure they're trying to get McGinn to sign a longer term.
He's the most underrated center mid in the league.
I could see that.
Hands down. When Grealish was injured last year, he carried that team as far as he could.
Oh yeah.
And then Douglas Luiz has been a revelation for him this year as well. He's one of the best holding mids in the league.
Whenever he actually plays, now that they actually play him at holding mid, he looks really good. But last year they didn't for some reason.
He doesn't sit deep either. He pressures on the whenever they're about to counter, because Villa plays a high line, so whenever they're about to counter, he just strikes them hard, so that they can't even turn. I think he's a good 6. David Luiz is not David Luiz.
Douglas Luiz. Yeah.
How about David Luiz still playing at Arsenal? God.
I don't know.
Was losing William detrimental to y'all's season at all, do you think?
No.
Not really. I was actually kind of shocked when Luis left, like right before the season started last year.
Literally, it was right before.
Yeah. It was to Arsenal.
We were in, like me, Joe, and James, we went to England, and we went to Stamford Bridge, and we were walking around, and they had a portrait up of David Luiz, like, on the club window, and then, like, when we're leaving, like, coming back home, it was David Luiz goes to Arsenal. I was like, that was quick. He was, like, on their team shop, on their stadium, and now they sold him out of nowhere.
I think that was sort of the same thing with Hazard, too. Like, when, like, it was only around the time, though, it was, like...
Everyone kind of knew Hazard was going, though. Like, Luis took most people by surprise.
Oh, yeah. It was like, oh, God, like, I actually have to work from a position? No, I'm going to get out of here and, like...
Dude, Hazard,
you mean I don't get to walk into a team?
Hazard just, dude, the low-key disrespect you just sent to all the Arsenal fans right now. Not having to work together.
Yeah.
You didn't even mean
to. I kind of did, but at the same time, like, that was more towards Luis than Arsenal
imagine
fans,
if
really.
Imagine if you kept Luis, though, and now you had Thiago Silva and David Luiz.
Oh, fuck, dude. That would have been a good pairing.
PSG,
that would have been the best pairing.
PSG reboot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brazil,
chemistry.
Like, yeah, Brazilian chemistry, too.
Yeah. And then you kept William. But
William would have still been a good squad player if he stayed, but...
What's his name?
I think he would have been a good bridge for the new players. That was my point in asking. Is I think he'd be a good bridge for everybody getting acclimated to playing in the team.
Thiago Silva can't speak English, right?
No.
Yeah, he can speak.
He's learning it, but no, he's not.
It's the same way Cavani. Like, I was like before the PSG game, like I was watching the United training session that like every team they like let them watch a couple 10-15 minutes. It's basically just a warm up.
Yeah, and
then. So it was like the team warming up, and Cavani and Tuanzebe are talking to each other like nothing. And I was like, Cavani can't speak English. Like, how does that happen?
Cavani's touch when he first came on scared the shit.
I thought
that was in too. I was like, he really did not.
Dude, I like stood up, and Joe and James started laughing at me. I was like, God,
that touch, like, I mean, it's probably dramatic, but like that showed me like he's not going to be a flop. Like he's going to put in something.
And
I would think
he is the only player that we have. That he made a front. No, he made a front post run. That is the first time I've seen anyone in United make a front post run in years.
Because he's a
forward. But yeah, and then it was later on. I think Greenwood had the ball to the byline, and then he put it back in. Cavani was right there, but Silva blocked it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was the first time in a long time I've seen someone from United make a front post run. And the thing is, he made a front post run on the corner, readjusted his run, and then made the same run again. And I was like, oh, thank God.
For timing purposes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, Lukaku would have ran straight into the pole.
He would have just stood in the back post and be like, I'm over here.
So we have an educated 9. That's nice.
And, I mean, he's, other than Messi and Ronaldo, is the top goal scorer in Europe in the past 10
He really has
years.
been, one of the most prolific strikers.
Now,
in the
does it help
years.
that he's in he was in Italy and France? Maybe a little bit.
Well, he put up identical numbers in each league, though. So his consistency isn't just it's not. He was in the French league, so he did really well. He did really well at Napoli when Napoli wasn't the Napoli that they are today.
Yeah,
that Napoli back then was kind of shit, and he kind of put Napoli back on the map.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I just can't wait for Telles to start crossing balls into that glorious forehead of his. Oh, it's gonna be so sick.
Excited.
How will y'all line up now that Cavani is there?
My ideal lineup for United is a back line of Wan-Bissaka, Tuanzebe, Maguire, Lindelof, whichever one, and then Telles, and then I would put Fred or McTominay as a center defensive mid, or Matic, and then I play Pogba and Bruno as the two cams as a offensive pivot, and then I put Rashford on the right and Martial on the left and Cavani up top. That team fucks, dude. Yes, it does. Your team is basically